Charlie, if you want to bring up the charts of Tesla and Nvidia, let's go through those. Is Nvidia just seeing a temporary correction before sometime in the next few months moving to new highs? Is that how you're seeing it at the moment?
Probably, yes. Do I think that in the bigger picture, there's probably a larger revaluation of NVIDIA? Yes, I do. But whether that is right now remains to be seen. So at the moment, technically, I do think that the technical, if I zoom in slightly here, I think
Yeah.
the sell-off on the earnings day was quite telling because the earnings, the headline earnings were really good on that day, and yet price sold off. Now there were some underlying signs there within their earnings at that point, such as their operating cash flows weren't so good, but nevertheless, it couldn't hold on. And right now, even though the S&P itself has been rallying in this last week, we haven't seen Nvidia. Now, again, some people may say there's some sector rotation going on, and money's coming out of Nvidia and maybe into Google because Google's doing really well with its new Gemini 3 and using its own
Yeah.
semiconductor chips as well. So there may be an element of that, but technically at the moment, there's no major technical breakdown as yet. For NVIDIA. If I come out to the weekly chart, then you'd look at that and you say, well, it's still very firmly in a bull market, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. And as far as Tesla is concerned, so you're expecting Nvidia, in other words, to continue the uptrend in 20.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's enough evidence yet. I think that was
Oh, okay.
interesting what happened on earnings day,
Right.
and I think, but when I look at some of the other um,
Mhm.
markets such as Google, that's doing quite well. So I think this may just be relative to Nvidia there, but I don't think there's quite enough evidence. I think if we break that low from
Yeah.
September, if we break the
Yeah.
September low, then it certainly opens up the possibilities of more selling in Nvidia.
Towards that moving average, you mean?
This is
What
the
is?
200-day moving average.
Okay, gotcha.
If I go back out to the weekly, I think if
Mhm.
we break that low, then we'll
Mhm.
we'll start heading back down to that towards that 150 zone, which is quite a nice level for price
Yeah.
to try and come down to as well. Um,
Yeah, that's.
if we come over to Tesla,
Mhm.
again, I've got some old zones here. I've got a breakout triangle pattern. Actually, we were just looking at
Mhm.
triangle patterns just a short while ago on a
Yes.
separate video. Um, but again, Tesla, in my view, would need to be back up above north of 460 because it has had, this is on the daily chart, it has had that drop. It has bounced with the stock
Yeah.
market in the last week of November, but it's now below its 50-day moving average here. And so I think it needs to be back north of 460 to open up the bullish case for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Makes sense.
yeah, that's if I come out to the weekly time frame and again just zoom out slightly, the yeah, that 460 zone is going to be, quite key for me for Tesla. Otherwise, um yeah, otherwise at the moment
Mhm.
structurally it broke this last low from earlier in October. So it put in a double top
Yeah.
which is confirmed because it took out the lows made between those two highs.
Yeah.
So structurally at the moment, Tesla has got work to do in order to re capitalize on its on the
Mhm.
bull case. From purely we're talking about technicals here at the moment.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes
So
sense.
work to do on that one.
Just a couple of mention two important things. Firstly, if you'd like to become a member, a premium member of Leading Trader, go to this particular offer you're seeing here in this link. That should give you a special Christmas offer we have here to become a member. And by the way, guys, if you haven't yet signed up for the course, the joint course that Charlie and I are doing in January, and that's the Pro Trading Workshop, make sure you do so. But I want to thank all of you who have already joined this class. So many of you already joined and signed up. Thank you very much indeed. We appreciate it. But if you have not yet taken advantage of this discount and the special offer for the Pro Trading Workshop in January with me and Charlie, go ahead and do so. The full details as to what's involved is on the actual page. Okay, thanks very much, Charlie. Much appreciated.